Yeah, that's good, man. I like the.
We've got 2 bidders.
Let's do a quick tour. Can you believe it? The owners are moving because it's not big enough.
Alright guys, we're back to our regular content now. Welcome back to another auction weekend. Back to the regular content and regular old Melbourne weather. So we're heading out to our first auction today in MANORS Lakes. We had one scheduled prior to this, but that one got sold already. So I haven't had much to do with that particular auction campaign. Vendors were very receptive to feedback for that one, so not much involvement needed for me. And this one here, I've been quite involved in the auction campaign. We're heading there, we're almost there now. But I've been having chats with the vendors throughout the auction campaign for pricing strategy wise. I think for the first 2 weeks it was priced a little bit too high. That's why we're only seeing a couple of buyers come through at each inspection. So I think we only had about 2 or 3 inspections in the first weekend, week and a half or so. And so in this market you've got to adjust pretty quickly if you're not getting the pricing right, because otherwise you're not going to attract enough bidders. So what we're expecting here is, I just spoke to the agent, we've got 0 to 2 bidders. Now when I'm saying 0, people are interested in buying, but they're all looking at making conditional offers. We're going to see if we can have any amount of bidding at all. I'm hopeful to get people into the bidding, but I do know that there's interest. We're driving through the estate now, and it's just really nice to see it. It reminds me of Rowville. There's lots of interesting, lots of unique homes with different kinds of style. Very nice neighborhood area. It seems very quiet as well. I love the tree-lined streets, lots of variety. So I'm really liking this particular part of MANORS Lakes. There's quite large properties here as well, so lots going for it. There's a lot of reason to buy here, and so we're just pulling up to the property now. We'll see how we go. I think we're gonna do this one. Hey Ben.
Not too bad.
Yeah, that's good, man. I like the shoes off, or yeah. Nah, that's fine. Okay. Do a quick tour. At front door, 2 living areas, really big master bedroom, opening into the ensuite. That's the garage in there. Second dining area, huge open living and kitchen area with living, kitchen, dining area. Beautiful backyard. You got this shaded pergola area with Pete's, the barbecue built in. You've still got the yard as well. The yard's very nicely presented. You've got all the little landscaping bits done, your own veggie patch as well. Even around the corner you still got more land, so plenty of space here. Even a second outdoor area here, which is beautiful for entertaining friends and family. You can see that that's an office area too, so fantastic. Plenty of living spaces all around. I really like the place. Very spacious and all, so it's a beautiful property. And can you believe it? The owners are moving to because it's not big enough. It's huge. Anyways, we'll see how the auction goes. Do you need to have a chat with Alex first? All right. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the team here at Reliance Real Estate, I'd like to thank you very much for joining us here for what I'm sure will be a wonderful auction. And why wouldn't it be? Today on offer we have a beautiful opportunity in the form of 31 Eildon Avenue in the beating heart of MANORS Lakes. So to the marketplace. So buyers, without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to you now for your spirited bidding. Who would like to get the auction underway? Don't mind where we start. $750, very light on, but happy to see you in at $750,000. Welcome into the auction now. Buyers once, twice, third, final time, all done. Absolutely finished and silent here. Milan, I'm going to move things along with a vendor bid. $775, $25,000 on the rise. look, I can take the 780 just to get you back in on Friday. At $780,000, you're doing the right thing here by bidding at 700. I'm gonna place a vendor bid at $800,000. I do appreciate the bid, but we are moving along at pace. Our vendors have much higher expectations than this. I'm only trying to give you clarity in terms of where our vendors have set their reserve price so that we can sell to you today. Milan, I think a good time to take a pause.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we'll speak to our vendors. We'll be back in just a moment's time. Thank you. Yeah, not much. All right, so what we do is just go back, place into the vendor bid at around 820. That way we can pass the property in from there.
Yeah.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your patience and anticipation while we sort out some instructions from our the exclusive rights to, or I guess what happens when we pass the property in on vendor bid here is the exclusive rights to negotiate go to our highest bidder. So although I am placing a vendor bid above that, our exclusive rights to negotiate go out this way, which means that if anybody else in the crowd has any more to offer, they simply cannot until we're done negotiating with our highest bidder. All done over here, we're simply wrapping the auction up now. All done as well from you, and all done over here. Thank you very much for your attendance. I place a vendor bid at $820,000. We formally pass the property into our highest bidder here. A round of applause for our highest bidder. Thank you very much.
All right, so you can see that we passed the property in. Now, we were expecting 0 to 2 buyers. We had 1 buyer participating actively. They started the auction at $750, tapped out at $780, and we continued with vendor bids up until $820. So we bid it up until that point so that we can get close enough to the vendor's expectation that it's quite clear where they're looking to sell, but also not too high so that it deters offers coming in after the auction. Now, although the property didn't sell, it's important to remember that as the owner, you haven't had to risk anything to get to this stage, and you've got a really good showing of where the market is. There was never a decision where the owner had to consider putting the property on the market because we were still quite far away. 780 was much lower than the owner's expectations, so we're not really actually having to risk anything to get to this stage. Now the thing is that the owner's expectation in this case wasn't actually too far removed from the market value of the property. It's just that we're not getting in enough buyers that can offer up until that point or want to offer up until that point. So now it really becomes a time on the market thing and waiting for the right buyer to come through, because at the end of the day, it is worth around about that point. But throughout the auction process, although we've done all the right things, the owners have been very receptive to feedback, to making the right decisions throughout the auction campaign and reacting to the inspection data. We didn't have the right buyers through at the auction to create that competition. So what it does say is that yes, on one hand you have the market price, but on the other hand, we don't have buyers willing to make offers at that level. So a bit of a catch-22, but we're optimistic because we're heading into the springtime. There's going to be a lot more demand for property, and so as more buyers start to come out and ready to buy, that property is certainly going to get a lot of traction, and I'm sure we'll find the right buyer soon. So that's it for this week. It's quite interesting. We had one sold prior, and we've also got this auction, but next week we've got 4 auctions, including a Sunday auction. So make sure you stick around and watch that episode coming out soon. See you there, guys. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe if you're enjoying this content, and I'll see you in the next one.